We've seen multiple Texas Rangers take the stand in Adrian Gonzales' trial. They gave us some new insight on what officers are supposed to do during an active shooting. Prosecutors are trying to prove the former Uvalde school officer didn't follow his training and failed to confront the young man who killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez was in Corpus Christi last week covering the trial, and now she's monitoring today's testimony from our newsroom. Rebecca, it had to be difficult for the victims' families with what they heard today.
Chris, the jury heard a 15-minute unedited surveillance video from the hallway at Robb Elementary. We are not going to show you that video because it's not only disturbing, but the judge ordered it not be released to the public. But the jury did see it, and they heard the gunshots and the kids screaming, and you can hear the 911 call that was made by a staffer who is screaming for officers to hurry, and you also hear more gunshots and more gunshots, one shot after another after another. The video is difficult to listen to. The jury has been repeatedly warned about the graphic nature of the videos they're going to see. The families were also in the courtroom. At the end of the day, they heard from a teacher, Ranulfo Reyes. He was a teacher in room 111. We now know that there were about a dozen children inside that room when the shooter came in and began shooting. Reyes walked the jury step by step what happened that day. He says he heard a noise that kept getting closer and closer, and then he saw the gunman.
That's where I saw him.
What did you see?
A black shadow.
And what was the black shadow doing?
The black shadow was holding a gun. And I know that he was holding a gun because I just saw the fire come out of the gun.
Reyes went on to testify the shooter taunted him and then came back later and shot him in the back and shot the children. He says he told his students to close their eyes so they wouldn't see what was happening. He says he prayed and closed his eyes, and then eventually he heard the gunfire of officers shooting the gunman. He says he had to be dragged out of that room. He says none of the children in his classroom survived. He says he kept a picture of every child who died on the fence at his home. The prosecution is expected to continue its case all week long, and the defense will then present its case to try to prove that the real villain was the shooter and not their client, Chris.
Even hearing you describe it secondhand is difficult to hear, so I can imagine the impact it had on those families. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You can watch live coverage of the trial every day on WFAA+. Senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser is leading our gavel-to-gavel coverage, talking with legal experts to answer your questions. You can download our streaming app to your TV and watch for free.